intelligence division of the Sun Tuul Pride. Today we examine one of the most ambitious criminal enterprises in galactic history, the Zann Consortium. While the Empire and the Rebellion waged war across the galaxy, a third power was quietly building its own empire, not through military conquest or political maneuvering, but through corruption, bribery, and sheer ruthlessness. This was the Zann Consortium, a crime syndicate that didn't just survive the Galactic Civil War, it exploited it. The Consortium sabotaged Imperial operations, raided rebel supply lines, and corrupted entire planets. They were hated by both sides, and they didn't care. Every empire needs a leader. The Consortium had two. The Consortium was led by Tyber Zann, a brilliant and merciless crime lord who built a criminal empire from nothing. A former Imperial Academy student, Zann used his knowledge of Imperial systems to steal weapons and smuggle them across the galaxy. His second in command was Urai, a Talotai warrior of unmatched loyalty and lethality. While Zann planned, Fen executed. Together they formed the core of an organization that would challenge the greatest powers in the galaxy. But the Consortium was far more than its leaders. It was a machine, built on corruption, fueled by greed, and armed with the galaxy's most dangerous technology. The Zann Consortium operated like a shadow government. The Consortium's power came from its ability to infiltrate and corrupt. It established palaces on key worlds, financial centers that coordinated illegal operations across entire sectors. Its reach extended everywhere, from racketeering operations on countless worlds to slave rings on Sullust, Kashyyyk, and Naboo. The Consortium operated black markets that supplied weapons and technology to anyone who could pay, engaged in piracy targeting both Imperial and Rebel shipping, and bribed officials, governors, and even senators. The Consortium also offered military protection to worlds that wanted no part in the war, for a price. Those who refused faced sabotage, kidnapping, or worse. What made the Consortium truly dangerous was its integration of crime and warfare. It wasn't just a syndicate, it was a military power operating from the shadows. The Consortium's army was a hybrid of shadows and steel. The Consortium's military was diverse and deadly. At its core were the Defilers, the Consortium's signature agents. These undercover operatives specialized in sabotage, subversion, and spreading what they called corruption. They traveled to hostile systems, established illegal outposts, and promoted piracy. They were the hidden hand of the Consortium, undermining governments and preparing worlds for conquest. Beyond the Defilers, the Consortium employed a wide range of military assets. Mercenary units from across the galaxy brought specialized combat skills to Consortium operations. Among the most feared were Mandalorian warriors who fought for the highest bidder, their legendary combat skills making Consortium ground operations even more formidable. Perhaps most significantly, the Consortium discovered an old, separatist droid factory on Hyperi. There, they began producing upgraded Droidica Mark II destroyer droids, more powerful than their Clone Wars predecessors. These battle droids, combined with cutting-edge black market technology including buzz droids for disabling enemy ships, stealth generators for undetected movement, repulsor lift jammers to disable enemy vehicles, and mass driver cannons for orbital bombardment, made the Consortium a force to be reckoned with. The Consortium's rise was built on ambition, revenge, and opportunity. Tyber Zann was arrested by Imperial forces on Felucia and sent to the prisons of Kessel. But he engineered a prison riot and escaped with the help of Urai and the Millennium Falcon. Once free, Zann rebuilt the Consortium from the ground up. He assassinated the Imperial governor on Honager, established racketeering on Shola, and raided Mandalorian shipyards for ships and technology. His most audacious move came after the destruction of the first Death Star. Zann scoured the debris for data pods and discovered plans for the Eclipse-class dreadnought, the Emperor's personal flagship, still under construction at Kuat. He also located Palpatine's hidden vaults, stealing billions of credits and priceless treasures. But first, he had to eliminate his rivals. Jabba the Hutt had attacked Consortium assets across the galaxy. Zann responded by capturing Jabba's relay station on Saleucami and confronting him on Hyperi, inside the droid factory that would become the Consortium's primary weapon source. With Jabba at his mercy, Zann demanded an end to the attacks and the secession of Saleucami and Hyperi. Jabba agreed. The Consortium sabotaged Imperial and Rebel operations alike, enslaved populations, kidnapped officials, and bribed its way through the galaxy. But like all empires, it eventually fell. The Consortium proved that in a galaxy at war, the real power often belongs to those who operate from the shadows.
If you enjoyed this Galactic Intelligence Report, ensure you're subscribed to receive all our declassified briefings. For exclusive access to extended analysis, high-resolution 3D models, and voting power on future content, join our Patreon community. Your support directly fuels our mission to uncover more Star Wars secrets.